It's extra protein. We did end up waking up in the middle of the night, unfortunately, because it didn't push us that far. So we're just going to go out on this road, and we're going to fight along the road. Stay away from the grass, because I can't see. As a reminder, people, I do have a filter on OBS that increases the gamma about 15-20% to the stream versus what I'm seeing. So this field up here, I can barely make out the stripes. This is basically pitch black with little splotches of stuff on it. So, night is scary. And that is with Cat's Eye perk. I have debated a few times doing a run with the pitch black night. And I think that would be fun to play. I'm a little concerned about streaming it, where no one would see anything. Not me, not you, not anyone. But it could be interesting. Like, I had been posted, I think they called it the Year of Pain Challenge or whatever, but it was a bunch of stuff like that, you know, pitch black nights, all sorts of stuff. Alright, got a zombie moving over there. Thankfully, they got really pasty arms, so I saw that one. It won't be too bad that it's this late, because about 5 a.m. in-game time is when it starts to brighten up. Got a, looks like a decent-sized group down here. I hear zombie. Alright, there we go. Well, they sure seem to be coming to me, so that's kind of helpful. Means you have to fight them on the road where I can see them. Alright, the one in the plaid there has a hunting knife I want. Alright. As much as I want to sit down, still I want to wait a little bit longer till I can actually see if there's zombies out in the grass before I end up sitting down next to them or something. Another group down there. Yeah, so these are more from probably the helicopter way I went to go for food. And I'm standing, that way I don't take the animation, like have to have the animation of standing up. I can just react quickly. It won't rest me as fast, but I'll still recover stamina. The reason we're taking for all these times, like one of the rules I try to have for myself to help stay alive longer is always have an exit. In other words, if we run into trouble with what we're doing up ahead, always have somewhere we can go that we know is mostly safe. These zombies being so close to the path, I can walk up the street and they just roam right into the path, and now it's no longer safe. We can never be 100% safe, but we can mitigate risk. So that's what we're doing here, is we're taking out the zombies that have a good chance of sneaking up behind us and taking care of them on our terms. Looks like a fog day. Yay. Alright, so we've secured our path back out. I'm going to skip them. I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to skip them and just deal with this group. Yeah, and you can tell we haven't been fighting in this area too long because there's really not that many corpses. We've been fighting mostly way up the road from here. Yeah, like I said, one thing I need to do is grab that second bar stool and then drag it up here someone. Hey, Whistlebeak, how's it going? And the emote's always on point. Got a couple zombies sneaking out here in the trees. Doing good. We're cleaning up from the last stream we did on this. We did our run for a bunch of food, and we ended up bringing back probably like 50 or so zombies with us, so we had to clear them out. We had a helicopter that drug a bunch of zombies all over the place, and we're clearing them out, so as you can see on the progress towards Ekron, we're not very far up the path. The good news is I expect to find like a decent amount down here, then a whole lot of nothing, then a decent amount up there. So we're just kind of dealing with that at the moment. I do need to grab another chair from the ice cream parlor and put it up the road somewhere, though, so I don't have to backtrack to this one. Just checking one thing real fast. Looks like If This and That finally woke up and did my announcement for the stream start. We had some weird OBS issues right when we started stream, like before I actually went live. It was almost like when, you know, you reinstall a video drive or whatever, where it like goes to crap resolution, then really good, then crap, then really good like a couple of times as it sorts itself out. You know, doing whatever software stuff it's doing in the background. It was like that, but it was launching Project Zomboid when OBS was up. And then we had started the stream in our house, hadn't done anything, like we walked just halfway across the house. I started freaking out inside the house and ended up having to reboot OBS just to get to stop. The good news is it has behaved since then, but I am being a bit more cautious, because if that happens while we're fighting, it probably kills us. Yes, you can change your hair. There's a couple different things you can do. If you find a razor, you can change your haircut, even in ways that doesn't make sense. Like, you could give yourself more hair with the razor. Don't ask questions. You can also find hair dye to change the color of your hair to whatever color hair dye you find. Okay, I didn't know about scissors, but that does make sense that scissors would work for that purpose. Oh, I was looking at the hunting knife in my inventory going, hunting knife? It's like, oh right, that's my inventory. You take one day away from the game and you're like, what is this game? How do you play it? When I get past these trees, I'm going to sit down somewhere and recover without backtracking. I just don't want to be near the trees where a zombie can come up and I will have very little time to react. I'll probably have to kill these 3 zombies, but I think we got a pretty good spot up here. Yep, so like I mentioned, we killed 1 or 2 packs right at the beginning, and mostly we just got a couple of loose zombies here and there. No real major numbers once we got past here, until we get close to town, and then they'll pick up a lot again. Near town is where it's going to be the worst. Okay, yeah, so no zombies nearby. For the time being, I'm going to mostly focus on what's directly around the road. Partly because of the fog, partly because I'm just trying to get into Ekron. Good chance, over time, we will get pushed back because of the zombies not by the road closing in. Ooh, Nightstick! Thank you, thank you. I was half tempted to go, do we use this? But it's like, no. I'd rather save the 44 for a different weapon. I already have Pleafest, perfect shape, so I don't need theirs. That's good. Nightsticks are a legitimate weapon, so when the crowbar breaks, I'm not... Like, the longer I can go without having to downgrade my weapon choice, the faster we'll make progress. Fun fact, you run out of energy between jumps in the Dyson Fear program. Okay. I mean, I guess it makes sense, assuming you're jumping as far as you can or something. Because, like, that was one of the things you could do in No Man's Sky, is if you're trying to do the thing where you rush the center of the globe. Or the universe. You used to be able to just stockpile a ridiculous amount of energy and just jump. Just jump, jump, jump. And then it, like, honestly, that part of it got super tedious. Could you just keep jumping and then hitting black holes and all that? That's another game that I need to play. I've seen a lot of good things about the Dyson Sphere program, but, like, I never played it. I understand it scratches a lot of the same itches that, like, Factorio does, which means it's probably right up my alley. Yep, that's exactly what I heard. I remember watching, like, to see how it would be and, like, liking most of what I was seeing, but usually when I was watching, it's like, okay, they're already, like, 10 layers deep, so I don't really know what's going on kind of thing. Like, I see that you're doing assembly lines and all that, but the individual mechanics, like, you're really far behind on. So you have to try and parse out what's happening. I also try and not spoil myself too much in games I do think I'm going to play. It's games that I'm, like, on the fence about, or, you know, I don't really know if it's something that's going to be on my alley. Those are the ones that I'll be like, alright, let's see if this, you know, can tune in. And then, like, I'll watch a game after I've gotten into it. Mostly because I enjoy the phase of a game where you're figuring out how to play the game, how you can improve optimization, get, like, min-maxing on stuff. Alright, so it's probably the first of the big hordes we're seeing from town. Let's kill these 5. This is the point where I really shouldn't be skipping stuff. I want to start nitpicking at these groups, knocking a couple off. Because we'll be able to get into Ekron pretty soon if we keep this up. Alright, we got a migration. Let's back off so we don't aggro. Try and get a little distance from the heaps of corpses. Alright, they're redistributing again, backing off. We're gonna deal with them. Okay, now they're pack done. That's the thing that'll get better and better as we get more and more strength and more combat skill is I can just keep on fighting. We don't have the stamina to fight that group, but we're getting ready to get drowsy. Still, we went from barely leaving this intersection to 2/3 the way up the road already, so that's good. I think when we wake up, we grab the stool and we see how far we can drag it out before we run into zombies. I'll have to ditch a few things to fit in the bag so it doesn't weigh as much, but that should be fine, because with the hammer and the nightstick, I shouldn't need these hand forks or anything for a good while. It also should be good to start cutting this corner again. Just kill these couple small groups we see. Gonna avoid this one for right now if we can. If we aggro, it's fine. If we don't, that's also fine. We'll try and get back home and kill him on the way back. Kill a small group because they're aggroing anyways, so sure. Oh, do you have a spear for me, friend? I would like a spear. Oh no. Makes me think of playing Kerbal Space Program, and you're like, I have enough fuel for this, and then you get down to the point where it's like, well, I just can't barely finish this maneuver. I guess this Kerbal is stuck in orbit forever. Then you have to mount some sort of like rescue mission. Do one lap around the outside, make sure you don't have any new zombies that's shown up. Get a little bit more foraging. Then we'll go back inside. I think that is accelerated, so it is playable. Oh, you mean Kerbal Space Program? Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff to play. Alright, so let's get this out of our inventory. Tree branches on the floor. Okay, so we should have enough space for a stool in our inventory now. Oh, I thought it was 10. That's easy. Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem at all. We can drag this with us.